Hello YouTube world, and welcome to The Low Show. My name is Robin, and I'll be your host. Here we'd like to talk about all things cannabis related, such as trends, products, and having conversations with professionals in the industry. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello everybody, and welcome back to The Low Show for episode 3. I'm your host, Robin, and today we'll be reviewing 3 more strains, all by the same company, San Rafael 71. So, getting started, we're having the Tangerine Dream, and right off the bat, I was quite happy to be met with terpenes rushing my face. I didn't have to put my nose into the jar. I love being greeted with terps, and so this was very enjoyable. Really owns up to its name, Tangerine Dream. It smells like a candied tangerine, absolutely. Visually, the nugs are quite popcorny. I can expect that throughout all the 8s that are purchased, just the nature of the genetics. Maybe if we purchase a quarter, we'll get some bigger nugs. The look of it is beautiful, very nice green with rich purples and orange balance throughout. This is definitely something that would capture well in photography for sure. When it's rolled, it has a really nice ash. It burns darn near perfect. The flavor isn't as consistent as we're inhaling it as it is when we smell it, but it is there. We can definitely taste it. The bigger draw you take, the more likely you will taste it. When I was finished smoking it, my mouth kind of tasted a bit ashtray-like, but nothing a breath mint can't fix. So the effect itself was very enjoyable. I wouldn't call this a high-potency strain as far as the THC is concerned, but it's very noticeable, the effect, most definitely. It has lots of potential. I would say that the first 30 minutes of it were quite uplifting and inspiring, but after that I felt that there was a bit of a lethargic kind of quick burnout to it. Of course, that is my response. Others might feel differently about that. I would say on the spectrum of value, this definitely has some good value to it for sure. The cost on it was $45 for the 8th. And I would say for the legal market, that is absolutely fair for what they're asking, considering how it burned and how it looks and tastes. That has some value to it for sure. And anybody who hasn't tried this before, they can kind of assume what it might taste like if you enjoy tangerines. So out of 5, I would give this one a 3.5 stars, and I would be excited to try future batches, absolutely. Alrighty, so moving forward, we have the Dela Haze by San Rafael 71, and I'm gonna sing its praises for a second. I was really happy when I opened the jar and I was rushed with a bunch of terpenes to my face. I feel as though the flavor profile really reminds me of a strain that was popular in the West Coast called Love Potion. So if anybody is hunting for that, they could probably find something very similar at their local dispensary if they have the Dela Haze stocked. It was easy to roll. Good presence of resin, most definitely. And when it was rolled, the ash was just fantastic. It burned slowly, it burned evenly. I couldn't ask for much more. The flavor was good right down to the very end. The roach was just almost as tasty as the beginning of the experience. The effect was very enjoyable. It had me feeling uplifted, happy to do some chores. Yeah, definitely a good mood type of effect here, and of course that's pertaining to my experience. I would hope the same for anybody else. As far as the overall quality, I would have to rate this a 3.5 stars. This was a $45 8th, and compared to the general market of legal cannabis here in Canada, I would say this has a lot of value to it and is something that I'd recommend to friends and family, most definitely. Alrighty, so moving forward, we have one of my favorites that I've tried so far, and that is the Pink Kush by San Rafael 71. Now, as we can see here, the bud structure is very popcorny. In fact, kind of beat up a little bit, but shining through that, we have a nice, rich, earthy, kind of a bit piney, tiny bit gassy smell, and I didn't have to bring my nose to the jar. It came to me. So of course, I appreciate that. I can just see that it has some good resin content to it. I zoomed in with a camera. I couldn't see any developed gland heads. So, you know, they have some work to go as far as the overall quality of the THC. But when it's smoked, it's delicious. It burns slowly. The ash is very consistent gray. And halfway through the joint, I could tell that I was actually getting pretty stoned. So this is the first time I'm going to rate something strong. I think this is appropriate for the advanced consumer, a person who has a high tolerance for THC. If you were a novice, I would just consider taking a very small amount at once, and you might notice that you quite enjoy it. So generally for the value of a $48 eighth in today's regulated market, I think that this definitely comes to the party and brings its strength, really. That's the number one opinion that I have about this, is that it's good tasting, it's strong for an advanced consumer such as myself, and I just look forward to future batches when the bud structure is a bit more full and a bit less popcorning and bottom bags. Overall, I would give this one 4 out of 5 stars. And so that concludes our 3rd episode of The Low Show. Thank you so much for watching, and never forget that here we like to review flowers, and this is all based on my personal opinion. It has no bearing in actual fact, of course, but now I get my experience from handling cannabis for the last 10 plus years, growing it, and just being an overall enthusiast. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me doing all sorts of things in the cannabis community. Please give us a follow, click here to subscribe, and please have a fantastic day. Thank you for listening, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And let's be serious, I'm a pretty big deal. Hit that subscribe button. I don't know why. I'm attracted to that one.